Hello children. In the previous session, we discussed on the topic of about the working of electric motor, about its circuit, its figure, its working, and what are the devices which works on the principle of electric motor, or where in which device the electric motor is used, all that. And also about the commercial motors. What are the changes they made to the actual motor we studied when compared to the commercial motor, all that we discussed. Next we have very interesting phenomena, that is electromagnetic induction. Electromagnetic induction. So to understand what actually this electromagnetic induction is, we are doing this activity, very easy activity. So if you look through this figure, you can see a conductor on which the coil, that is the wire, copper wire is wound on the conductor. Andre conductor tagonda rotated the wire upon it. A cylindrical, we have the copper wire which is wound. Yes, no, the copper wire which is with the number of turns. So you have to have more number of turns on the copper wire. One end of the wire, both the ends of the wire are connected to the galvanometer. The letter G, which is written inside the circle, is a device just like your ammeter or voltmeter, children. It is called galvanometer. It is called galvanometer. What is this galvanometer? You know, ammeter is a device which is used to measure the current. Voltmeter is a device which is used to measure the voltage or the potential difference across the circuit. What is galvanometer? It is a device which is used to check the presence of current in the circuit. Whether the current is flowing in the circuit or not, to check, the device which is used is called a galvanometer. If at all the current is present or passing in the circuit, children, it will show a momentary deflection. Momentary means a short-term deflection which shows deflection and come back fast. Which shows deflection, come back fast. Such deflections are called momentary deflection. So, in the presence of current in the circuit, the galvanometer shows the momentary deflection. So, as we write A, capital A inside the circle, capital B inside the circle to circuit symbol of ammeter, voltmeter, similarly we write G. And we used to mention the polarity, that is positive and negative for the ammeter and voltmeter. But for galvanometer, no polarity, children. It is just the device which is used to check the presence of the current, and hence you need not mention the positive or negative. In other words, polarity for the device galvanometer. Now, in the below, this is the circuit, children, but to make you understand, I have drawn this. What is this, Andra? This is how the actual galvanometer is. I'm planning to pick the pictures of this ammeter, voltmeter, galvanometer, resistors, everything from the net. I will make one collage and send to you in the group, so that you will not have confusion what is what. I'm planning for that. I need time. I will send you shortly. So, this galvanometer will be like this. So, 0 in the center, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe the scaling will be there on the galvanometer, children. So, to make you understand the concept of deflection, I have drawn this. In test or exam, please don't draw this down part. Only this circuit setup, if you draw it, is enough. So, what we have done is, we have wounded the large number of turns of copper wire, and the ends of the copper wire are connected to a galvanometer. Now we are using a bar magnet, north and south pole of the bar magnet, you can see. In this activity, what exactly we are doing is, previously we studied, no children, a current carrying conductor produces a magnetic field anta we odidvi. Next what we studied, this magnetic field sumne kutkutella, which was produced by current carrying conductor, which was when placed in the magnetic field, it in turn exerted force on the conductor anta we understood in the last session. So this was studied by Ampere, as we said. Next, scientist named Michael Faraday then thought, can I produce the current by using magnetic field? If you observe, remember, recall the activities which we studied, children, and also the concept of electric motor. We did not change the magnetic field, only reverse the direction of current and all we studied. Did we vary the magnetic field? Strength of the magnetic field did we vary? Or did we replace the position of the magnetic field. The magnets were kept stationary in all the cases. So what thought Michael Faraday got is, what happens if I move the magnet itself near the conductor, he thought. So what he did is, he wound the large number of turns of this copper wire and connected the ends of the wire to the galvanometer. Why? His question, what was running in his mind is whether the moving magnetic field also produce current. So he wanted to check now whether the current is flowing or not. For that purpose he used the device galvanometer. Why? It will show deflection if at all current was produced. If no current was produced, it was happily at 0. If deflection was there, current was there, means either to the left or to the left or right, it will what? Deflect. So that is what he did. Next what he did is, he took the bar magnet and pushed it inside the coil. When north pole is shifting inside the coil children. So he took the bar magnet, pushed it inside the coil. Now if you observe, the galvanometer is at 0. As I said you, this is 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that it will be in the divisor. Now the arrowhead, the scale, the meter, what do we call, the hand of the galvanometer, now it is showing 0. Next, when Faraday pushed this bar magnet inside the coil, the moment he pushed, he saw the deflection, means the needle it came here and again it went back to 0. He was wondering, oh, then if I move the magnet, will it produce the current? He was wondering why. The galvanometer will show deflection only in the presence of current. I have not connected the copper wire anywhere to the battery. No source of current is there. But when this magnet was pushed inside and outside, when he pushed inside, the deflection was seen towards the left or towards the right, any one side you can take. The moment he dragged the bar magnet outside the coil, the deflection was seen in the opposite direction. So next what he did is, he continuously pushed the bar magnet inside the coil, outside the coil, inside the coil, outside the coil. He kept on moving the bar magnet inside the coil and outside the coil. So as he did that, towards the left, right, like tick tock, tick, like this, the deflection was seen in the hand of the galvanometer, which shows the presence of current in it. Then what he did, he stopped pushing the magnet. He just kept it stationary outside. As soon as he did that, the galvanometer came back to 0. Understood, no? Whenever the bar magnet was pushed inside and outside the coil continuously, the continuous deflection was seen in either side. Suppose if pushed inside, the deflection was that side, means when you pushed it out, the deflection was towards this side. Like that if you consider, children. When continuously the bar magnet is pushed inside and outside the coil, so the deflection was seen on either side. The moment he stopped the motion of the bar magnet or brought the bar magnet to the rest, the deflection came to 0, which means there is no current flowing in the circuit. The deflection shows that the current was present in the circuit. So he was very happy that he discovered a moving magnet also can produce the current. Yes, no? The moving magnet is producing the magnetic field. Next, he didn't sit simply. Let me do one more thing, he thought, and came to do this activity. Hope that is clear to you. What he did is, only one coil was considered, which was connected to galvanometer. Now he took two coils, one with more number of turns and other with less number of turns. So that is what I have written here. Coil 1 with number of turns is 100, coil 2 whose number of turns is 50. Okay na? Number of turns in the children, ಎಷ್ಟು ಸುತ್ತಿದಿರ copper wire na anta. And moreover, the cardboard what you see here in both the cases, they are not non-conducting material you should take. That is very important. Aluminium rod adu enu alla, non-conducting. Maybe a cardboard roll you take for that case. Okay na? So imagine a thick cardboard roll he has taken. This is the cardboard roll, you imagine. Towards one end of the cardboard roll, he has wound the copper wire with how many number of turns? 100 number of turns. And he called this as coil 1. This to the other end of the cardboard, what he has done is, he has rotated copper wire again with 50 number of turns. So coil 1 with 100 number of turns, whereas coil 2 with 50 number of turns on the same cardboard. On the same cardboard. Next what he did, the first coil which was with more number of turns, that is 100 number of turns, the ends of the wire he connected to a battery, positive, negative and a plug key. But this coil 2 which was with less number of turns, that is 50 number of turns, was again connected to a galvanometer as he did here. Again this is the thing which you need to write if asked the concept of electromagnetic induction. This is for your understanding again. Understood now? Coil 1 with 100 number of turns he connected to the battery and plug key, whereas coil 2 which was with less number of turns compared to first coil was again connected to a galvanometer and he called as coil 2. What he did is, he switched on the circuit here, where the first coil. When he switched on the circuit here, what will happen children? The current will start flowing from positive of the battery, it will flow through each turn of the coil. Finally, to the last turn of the coil, it flows to the plug key to the negative of the battery. That is what the process is taking place here. When such process was taking place in this part, first part of the coil, that first coil, what he observed is, in the second coil, nothing is done to this coil, and you also have this non-conducting material, but the deflection was shown in the galvanometer. Why did it deflect? Do you think? He was very happy on his invention. So what happened is, this was the current carrying copper coil now. The inside upon which he has wound the coil means it is non-conducting material. Though that is the case, the moment the current started flowing through this coil 1, the deflection was shown in the galvanometer which was connected to coil 2. Maybe it shows deflection towards one side. In textbook they will give right, left, follow that. Deflection was shown towards one side. Next what he did is, by this children, this current carrying conductor is producing magnetic field around it. That magnetic field is inducing current into this coil, through which the deflection is seen in the galvanometer. Understood? This copper wire, coil 1 here, we are passing the current. When current is passed through this coil, it is nothing but the current carrying conductor. We know that the current carrying conductor produces magnetic field around it. This magnetic field is inducing current to the, as like this, the magnetic field is inducing current into the coil 2, that is copper wire. So, the presence of current is shown by the deflection seen in the galvanometer. Means this coil 1 is inducing current to the coil 2. Alva? Coil 1 is inducing the current to the coil 2. How can you say? By seeing the deflection in the galvanometer. When you switch off this circuit or stop passing the current through coil 1, this galvanometer also came to 0. As soon as the current started flowing through, the deflection was seen in the galvanometer. Means the magnetic field, we know that current carrying conductor, that is the mantra of this lesson, any current carrying conductor produces magnetic field around it. So this copper coil of coil 1, through which the current is passed, is producing magnetic field around it. This magnetic field is inducing the current into the second coil, which was not connected to battery or any source of power supply. As in this case children, here also the magnetic field is inducing current into the magnetic field. Hope now you are getting the meaning of inducing. Means giving to someone. What you have, you are giving to someone. Maybe like some funny example I will give you. So suppose now due to tension, exam fear or something, you were not getting sleep. But one of your friend, he is the coolest guy. Whatever, let exam or test, whatever give, I will have sleep. I will get sleep nicely, like that. So what you will ask him, I am not at all getting sleep due to exam fear, but you are sleeping nicely. No, please induce me your sleep so that even I can sleep peacefully, like that. So please induce me means inject me something like that, inducing, not exactly that, but try to understand the word induce means here children. So the first coil through which the current was passed and magnetic field was produced around it is inducing current through the second coil, so that the deflection is seen in the galvanometer children. So this is called electromagnetic induction. Here the first coil with more number of turns is called the primary coil, whereas the second coil with less number of turns is called the secondary coil. So the current passed through the primary coil induced the current in the secondary coil. Primary coil in the first coil, secondary in the second coil. That's coil 2. So primary, secondary, they are using the words in your textbook. The current produced in the current passed through the primary coil, which produced magnetic field around it, in turn induced the current in the secondary coil. This process is called electromagnetic induction. Induction means it is giving, it is inducing. So why electromagnetic means the current, current electricity is inducing magnetic field. So electric field is giving magnetic field. And through magnetic field again current. So electromagnetic induction is called. So let us soon go through the textbook. This is what is explained, children. Very interesting phenomena. And again you have the concept of Fleming's left hand rule. So first what we studied now, children, with straight conductor holding right hand thumb magnetic field, there only to understand the concept, that is a direction electric and magnetic field are perpendicular to each other, we studied that. Next what we studied is Fleming's left hand rule with father, mother, child, what I said. Father, force, thumb. Next, second finger, mother, direction of magnetic field, M, child, father, current, direction of current. Like that only, here with 3 terms, here again we are studying about the Fleming's right hand rule after studying this concept of electromagnetic induction. So after electric motor in your textbook, you have electromagnetic induction. We have studied that when current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field and such that the direction of current is perpendicular to the magnetic field, it experiences a force. Yes, we already studied. This force causes the conductor to move. Now let us imagine a situation in which a conductor is moving inside a magnetic field, or a magnetic field is changing around a fixed conductor. So this can be done in both the ways, children. See, in this case what we did, the conductor was kept stationary and the magnet was moved inside and outside the coil continuously. So it can be done either way. What I can do is I will keep the bar magnet as it is. This coil itself I will continuously move inside and outside. The galvanometer still shows the deflection or current will be induced to the coil. So either way you can do. Keep coil stationary and move the magnetic field, or keep the magnetic field stationary and move the conductor. In both the cases the current will be induced in the coil. So that is the answer for that question. This was first studied by English physicist Michael Faraday. In 1831, Faraday made an important breakthrough by discovering how a moving magnet can be used to generate electric current. To observe this effect, let us perform the following activity. So this activity they have explained, children, you can read it yourself. Next here they have given about the device galvanometer. They have given the picture also. After doing the test, you may get the idea why did I draw these two. A galvanometer is an instrument that can detect the presence of current in a circuit. The pointer remains 0, that is the center of the scale. The pointer remains 0 at the center of the scale for 0 current flowing through it. It can deflect either to the left or to the right of the 0 mark depending on the direction of current. So that is about the galvanometer. You can also check that if you had moved south pole of the magnet towards the end B of the coil, the deflection in the galvanometer would just be opposite to the previous case. When the coil and the magnet are both stationary, then there is no deflection and the galvanometer is at 0. It is that clear from this activity that the motion of the magnet with respect to the coil produces an induced potential difference which sets up an induced electric current in the circuit. A potential difference is created, they are telling. So when you continuously move the magnet, the potential difference is created, which is in turn inducing the current into the coil. Next, I have given about the Michael Faraday. You can go through it. Let us perform a variation of activity 13.8. That is now this activity. You can go through it, children. Take 2 different coils of copper wire having large number of turns, say 50 and 100 turns respectively. Insert them over a non-conducting cylindrical coil. See, non-conducting cylindrical coil. I said no, take one cylindrical cardboard, thick cardboard. You may use a thick paper roll they have given for this purpose. Connect coil 1 having large number of turns in series with the battery and the plug key. Also connect the coil 2 with the galvanometer as shown. Plug in the key. Observe in galvanometer, there is a deflection in the needle. You will observe that the needle of the galvanometer instantly jumps to one of the side just as quickly returns to zero, indicating a momentary current in the coil. Momentary deflection shows momentary current in the coil. Means ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ವಾಪಸ್ zero ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ current is present for a short interval of time. Momentary time. They mean to say momentary deflection or momentary current in coil 2. Disconnect coil 1 from the battery. You will observe that the needle momentarily moves but to the opposite direction. It means that the now current flows in the opposite direction. So suppose when as soon as I switch on the circuit, if the deflection was shown towards this side, the moment I switch off, it may show towards this side. Switch on this side, switch off this side, on, off. The magnet now ಒಳಗೆ ಹೊರಗೆ ಹೇಗೆ we were pushing inward and outward. No, in the same way, if you continuously switch on, switch off, switch on, switch off, then the deflection will be shown on either side. You permanently switch off the circuit, children, it will come back to zero. That is what they mean. In this activity, we observe that as soon as the current in coil 1 reaches either a steady value or zero, the galvanometer in the coil shows no deflection. From this observation, we conclude that a potential difference is induced in the coil 2 whenever the current through the coil 1 is changing. Coil 1 is called primary coil and coil 2 is called the secondary coil. As the current in the first coil changes, the magnetic field associated with also changes. Hence, the changes in the magnetic field lines associated with the secondary coil cause the magnetic field lines associated with secondary coil and cause induced current in it. This process by which underline this is the definition of electromagnetic induction, which is a repeatedly asked question. The process by which a changing magnetic field in a conductor induces a current in another conductor is called electromagnetic induction. Here we are using coil now, children, so we define it in terms of coil. Generally, if you want to define or say what is electromagnetic induction, this definition we will change in the magnetic field lines in one conductor induces the current in the second conductor. They are telling like that this process is called electromagnetic induction. In practice, we can induce current in coil either by moving it in a magnetic field or by changing the magnetic field around it. It is convenient in most situations to move the coil in a magnetic field. So than moving a magnet inside the coil, moving coil inside the stationary magnet is usually helpful, they are telling. Next, this is about Fleming's right hand rule. The induced current is found to be the highest when the direction of motion of the coil is at right angles to the magnetic field. We studied now in case of the force applied by the magnetic field, the force induced by the magnetic field on the conductor. There, when the deflection is maximum, we studied when the electric field and the magnetic field are perpendicular, the deflection is maximum. Here also, the induced current is more in coil 2 whenever the electric field and magnetic field in the coil 1 are mutually perpendicular to each other. In this situation, we can use a simple rule to know the direction of induced current. So there we use Fleming's left hand rule in order to know the direction of current, magnetic field and the direction of force. But here, which are the three means? Electric and magnetic field, of course they are there. Direction of induced current to find out, we are using Fleming's right hand rule. Again, all the first three fingers of your hand, right hand, you will keep mutually perpendicular to each other. There, no, father mother child we applied. No, here also you can apply, children. The left hand ali thumb, Fleming's left hand rule ali thumb finger andra direction of motion, father mother child. Direction of force, application of force, in which direction the force is acting. Illi F andra direction of induced current, M andra magnetic field, C andra child current. Only changes with the thumb finger. Left hand rule alli force, right hand rule alli induced current. That's all, children. That is Fleming's right hand rule. So state Fleming's right hand rule andra, if the forefinger indicates the direction of magnetic field, thumb shows the direction of motion of the conductor, then the middle will show the direction of induced current. Induced current to middle finger. The motion of the conductor, again thumb, I said you. So motion of the conductor, direction of magnetic field, direction of current, direction of induced current. Direction of induced current. This simple rule is called Fleming's right hand rule. Next, next we have about the electric generator. Just as we studied about the electric motor, children, electric generator is also a device which works on this principle of electromagnetic induction. Means what actually they are doing here? Then you should keep these activities in mind. So in the next session we shall discuss about the constructional, what are the parts of electric generator, on what principle it works, how it works, everything. It is very similar to that of the electric motor, but only thing is their